I drink. Don't act like you know me if you don't know my team. That's how it goes, man. Thinks, please don't mind me. It is as if my whole life I dream. Winning is all I do, I think. Magic tricks, man, I roll up my sleeves. What you talking about, sleep? I stay up and get things done. I be like, ready, get me some. You couldn't prevent me from taking the lead in this league. I got stripes and stripes, striking best not hide your eyes. I'll just a whole dynamite, let it ignite inside and still be able to remind them why. It's Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud. Any day, any night, on site, alright, let's go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 10th episode of the Spud Kingdom podcast. I am your host, as always, Woody. I wanted to thank you guys once again for sticking around. Thank you for all the kind comments after the episode dropped on Wednesday. I appreciate you all for listening. Keep playing trivia. Keep coming with them responses. Message me. Hit me up on Facebook. Whatever you got to do. Appreciate you guys. There's just one thing I need to say before we start, though.
I'm bad, and I'm better than ever. I'm making things better.
That's right. I am back. I am back on the microphone. I am back for you guys. I am back doing this thing. And I will do my best not to stay gone so long next time. But hey, surgery has to happen. Life has to happen. But I'm back. So, with that being said, we're going to go over the weekend series with Pueblo. This is the second episode of the week. So, thank you for tuning in twice this week. I really appreciate it. We're going to get the overall standing stats, 3 stars of the week, hockey rule of the week, hockey trivia, all that good stuff. No player interviews, obviously, because I don't have a way to get to the arena. And right now, it's just not the best time. I did get offered to go to a visit with somebody and go to the game this weekend, but I'm just not ready for that. And I appreciate you. Thank you. Soon I will be back and I will get us the player interviews. But I do have a fan interview this week, and I'm going to welcome back Jimmy James. That's right. Dose the Barber is back, and he's going to tell you what he's been up to, and how many Spud Kings games he's been to. Has he been to a pro game? We're going to get to all that kind of stuff. So we got a weekend preview coming up as well, because we got Rock Springs and Casper coming to town with promotions both nights. I'll get you updates on Ogden and as far as all that is concerned in the standings. So, with all that being said, let's get to some action. What do you say? So, Game 1 was Friday, January 10th at the Mountain America Center versus the Pueblo Bulls. This is my first game that I got to watch after surgery, so I was posted up with my leg up, had the game on, was watching with the rest of y'all. We had Durkin in the net, back in the net after taking the night off last Saturday. So neither team really came out with any urgency or whatnot. It was like they were trying to be more technical, but I don't know, maybe just not as much fire. I don't know what was going on. But Pueblo had 7 shots on goal, and the Spud Kings had 9. This would be the only period the Spud Kings would actually outshoot Pueblo. I don't know what's going on. We had a little bit of this before the winter break where we were getting outshot a lot, not playing the greatest defense, leaving our goaltender with some questionable shots that maybe we could have stopped before then. But we're back at it anyway. At 6 minutes, 34 seconds, Pueblo's Will Huffer got an interference penalty, which was the hockey rule of the week on the last episode. So it's kind of nice how that played in. This would put the Spud Kings on the power play for the first time on the night. And yes, they would take advantage. At 7 minutes and 20 seconds, DJ the Beast McLeish gets his third on the year, and he was assisted by Ryan Rothke for his second and Bookie Warshaw for his 12th. Um, the lead wouldn't last very long, maybe like 7 minutes or so, and the Bulls would tie it up about 14 minutes, 33 seconds into the game. Marcus Jackson would get his first. Not much action after that, and the period would end 1-1. So basically, starting over fresh, second period 0-0, but 1-1. So second period would be much of the same, but with the shots being a big difference. Pueblo had 11 shots on goal, and the Spud Kings had 5. Yeah, that's I said it. 5, just 5. It would take 5 minutes and 36 seconds for the Spud Kings to capitalize on another power play. Ryan Rothke would get his second, and he was assisted on the play by the flying Finn Jonathan Radikainen. This would be his 6th assist, and Tim Kim also assisted on the play for his 3rd. Just over 5 minutes later, the Bulls would answer back, and at 10 minutes, 44 seconds, Marcus Jackson once again gets his 2nd of the game and his 2nd of the year. This would stall the period, and it would end it at 2-2. Because after the second goal there, once again, it just kind of stalled out. Bunch of defense, not many shots. So the period would end 2-2. Once again, we're tied again. So third period, it was more of a shot battle, but Woodbury lost again. Pueblo had 9 shots on goal, and the Spud Kings only had 5. So this period would be all Spud Kings, though, as they would sink 3 out of those 5 shots. First one coming at 5 minutes, 21 seconds off the stick of the Beast. His 2nd of the night and 4th on the year, and he was assisted by Bookie Warshaw once again for his 13th, and there's Tim Kim also again on his 4th. So next goal would take almost 9 minutes when the Spud Kings take advantage of another power play opportunity. At 14 minutes, 3 seconds, Easy Easton Edwards gets his 15th, and he was assisted on the play by Ryan Rothke, his 3rd, and Leo Mantenuto, his 4th. Scoring would stall until the Bulls pulled their goalie at 19 minutes, 51 seconds, when Andrew Schmidt found the empty net, and he was assisted on the play by Easton Edwards, his 21st, and Lucas Ronner for his 10th. The game would end 5-2 Spud Kings. They would pick up the W and the 2 points. And if it wasn't for converting on power play opportunities, which we did convert 3 out of 6 times on the night, we would have probably lost the game, or at least went into overtime, because 3 goals on power play, 1 goal was an empty netter. If you do the math, that's not doing too good. We're losing there. So congrats, boys, for pulling out the win. They did pull it out. Let's see. Durkin got hit the W once again, getting his 18th on the season, stopping 25 out of 27 shots for a .926 save percentage on the night. Ogden, unfortunately, would also get the win, so no movement in the standings. That wraps up game 1. So game 2 was Saturday, January 11th, also at the MAC against Pueblo once again. Shots on goal continued to be a problem in this game, and it would show up in the scoreboard as well. So, first period, Pueblo had 20 shots on goal, and the Spud Kings only had 4. Durkin was set to have a long night with numbers like that. No one was scored till late in the period, though. Both teams would get a goal in the first. You wouldn't expect it with a shot differential like that, but both teams were able to capitalize. The first goal came at 19 minutes and 15 seconds when the Bulls' Quinn Smith would get his 2nd on the year. Luckily, it wouldn't last very long. It'd be short-lived. The goal would 27 seconds later at 19 minutes, 42 seconds. the Flying Finn, Jonathan Radakainen, gets his 5th on the year. And he was assisted by Ronnie Wade for his 13th and Will Strickland for his 8th. The period would end all even 1-1. Um, both of those goals coming late in the period, and then there was only a couple seconds left after we were able to answer back. So expected to end 1-1 at that point. So second period would be all Pueblo, despite shots being more balanced. So Pueblo had 9 shots on goal, and the Spud Kings had 8. So a lot better than the 5 that we've been getting, and it was closer to Pueblo's. But unfortunately, we were not able to sink any. Only Pueblo would be able to take advantage. And at 2 minutes and 18 seconds, Balaz Meals, Mizel, I don't know how to, Heisel, this guy. I don't know, man. When I was looking up this name, I was really concerned. But anyway, he got his 2nd on the year, and it was a shorthanded goal. And things would be a battle for about 10 minutes or so. And then Gavin Barr would get his 6th on the year at the 12-minute, 25-second mark. No more scoring would happen in the period, and it would end 3-1 Pueblo. Now, the biggest note from this period would be the penalties. Like, let's just play some hockey, boys. A total of 9 penalties combined for each team in the period. Like, that's just outrageous. Man, penalty filled. Only Pueblo was able to take advantage of the penalties and whatnot. So we got to do better than that. We got to clean it up, guys. Third period, Spud Kings would finally start leading in shots. Unfortunately, it was a little too late. Pueblo had 10 shots on goal, and the Spud Kings did have 15. But both teams would score twice in the period. So Pueblo would strike first at 7 minutes, 51 seconds. Simon Marcheshunk, he got his 13th, and it was a power play goal for too many players on the ice. Like, we're just making little mental mistakes. Defense is lacking a little bit. I mean, we got to pick it up, guys. We got to figure something out. Spud Kings would show some fight, though. At 10 minutes and 1 second, Andrew Schmidt gets his 21st on the year, and he was assisted by Easton Edwards for his 22nd and Will Donovan for his 9th. The Spud Kings would end up with a power play opportunity and would take advantage at 13 minutes, 16 seconds. Tim Kim would get his 8th on the year, and he was assisted on the play by DJ McLeish for his 12th and Jonathan Radakainen for his 7th. Unfortunately, this would be it for the Spud Kings. They would pull the goalie, and the Bulls would take advantage. And at 17 minutes and 58 seconds, Matsui Marcheshkank, oh man, it's the brother of the guy that scored right before. He seals the fate of the Spud Kings and ends the game 5-3. Spud Kings lose. Durkin would stop 34 out of 38 goals for an .894 save percentage. Not the best outing for my dude, but you know, it was hard for him. He faced a lot of shots on the night. Like, you could only expect him to stop so many of them. It was quite a bit. Anyway, thanks, Durkin. You always putting in hard work. Sorry we couldn't play better defense out there for you, buddy. But Ogden would also get the win and increase their lead in the division. So we split the weekend series. Ogden swept their series. So that actually put us behind a little bit further. And we'll get to that here in just a second when I cover the standings. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and get to that. So Ogden is in first place with 50 points because they swept their weekend. And then the Spud Kings are in second with 47 points because we only got the 1 win on the weekend. So Ogden gains an extra 2-point lead against us in the standings. Hopefully that won't be permanent. They have a couple tough games against Pueblo coming up this weekend. We have a couple tough games coming up against a couple different opponents, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. So yeah, it's a little rough now. We're 3 points behind. We can't really. The first place isn't quite in reach. We need a couple things to happen now, but we can get it back. No problem. I have faith in these boys. So now that we get through the standings, let's get to some stats. Durkin's now 18-5-1 on this season with a 2.18 goals against average and a 927 save percentage. Andrew Schmidt is still first on the team in points with 40 and is second in the NCDC. And then he's also first in goals on the team and is, let's see, second also in that in the NCDC. And then Easton Edwards is second in points on the team with 37, and he's seventh in the NCDC. Edwards once again second with 15 goals and 11th in the NCDC on the goal scoring. But Easy Easton, this man, he does lead the team in assists with 22 and is 15th in the NCDC. Schmidt is second on the team with 19. So with that, we'll get to my 3 stars of the week. I had a hard week to pick, just 3. I have a lot of honorable mentions. A lot of guys had very similar stats and whatnot. So I kind of based it by guys that kind of helped us get the last push over to victory, or maybe they just haven't been a 3-star in a while. So we'll get to my honorable mentions first. Bookie Warshaw and Ryan Rothke both had 2 assists on the weekend, so they made the honorable mention cut for sure. And then I also put Andrew Schmidt had 2 goals, so honorable mention as well. And since I can only pick 3 stars, I had to sink Easton Edwards to honorable mention as well with 1 goal and 2 assists on the weekend. He played incredible, and so did the guys that got the 3 stars on the week. But I just had to move him down and give a couple others an opportunity. Like my 3rd star, the Flying Finn, Jonathan Radikainen. He had 3 points on the weekend with 1 goal and 2 assists. See, very similar to Easton, but I figured like Jonathan had a couple awesome assists that helped us kind of take us over the edge, and he was helping make a push in the second game towards the end. The first game, I believe, he might have gotten a fight and whatnot, but 3rd star, the Flying Finn, Jonathan Radikainen. So my 2nd star, also with 3 points, Tim Kim. He also had 1 goal and 2 assists on the weekend. So same as Easton, but I figured Tim hasn't been in the 3-star category in a while. He has been an honorable mention. He put up a great one-time slap shot. Him and DJ both just been killing it from the point. So I wanted to give some love to my man Tim Kim. And 1st star, who else to expect but DJ the Beast McLeish. He had 3 points on the weekend as well, but he had 2 goals and 1 assist. So those 2 goals and 1 assist put him over the top as my 1st star of the week. So congratulations to my 3 stars of the week, the Flying Finn, Jonathan Radikainen, Tim Kim, and DJ the Beast McLeish. Unfortunately, we didn't have any players make the Mountain Division Player of the Week category. We had somebody that we faced off against in game 1 that got the 2 goals. He made it, but none of our guys made it this time. But we do have all-stars. Let's give it up for some all-stars, baby. Yeah. So the Spud Kings representing the Mountain Division in the All-Star game coming up. Number one, our goalie, the Wall, Charlie Durkin. And then defenseman, number 5, Lucas Carlson. Also on defense, number 15, there he is, DJ the Beast McLeish. And then for forwards, we have number 16, Easy Easton Edwards. And then also at forward, number 18, the Flying Finn, Jonathan Radikainen. And of course, leading point getter, leading goal scorer, and number 2 in NCDC in both categories, number 25, Andrew Schmidt. And Coach Anthony Bone was selected as an assistant head coach alongside Ogden's Kenny Orlando. So let's give it up for our All-Stars. The All-Star game is taking place January 27th through the 28th. I believe it's a Monday and a Tuesday. It's in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Obviously, you might not be able to make it out to Foxborough out there where the Patriots play and whatnot, but you can catch all the action on Flow Hockey TV. So give it up one more time for the All-Stars. So hockey trivia. Hockey trivia is going to carry over from the last episode because I just released it. And I figured it give more opportunity for you guys to answer. And since it's a question that I think a lot of people will get right, I really wanted to see as many answers as possible so we can get as many people on the spin the name and random winner selection. So, that being said, the hockey trivia question for the week is, what is the most coveted trophy in hockey? Maybe in all of sports. So, once again, hockey trivia for the week. What is the most coveted trophy in all of hockey? Maybe in all of sports. So, hockey rule of the week, we're going to continue with interference a little bit, but we're going to step it up to goaltender interference. And goaltender interference is when the opposing player makes avoidable contact with the goalie. This can happen inside or outside the crease. What constitutes as goaltender interference is when the player initially impedes the goalie's ability to move freely, or the player uses their body or stick to make physical contact with the goalie. The player prevents the goalie from seeing the puck. So those are a couple different ways. There's also if the avoidable contact one is like somebody's screaming hard at the net, and instead of peeling off to the side, they go right at the goalie and they score something that could be considered interference. It is a 2-minute minor, and any goals scored are not allowed. So it's a pretty simple rule for the most part. It doesn't have to be in the blue crease. It can happen outside of it. There's just don't bump into the goalie, basically, and don't really block his sight completely. You can't stand literally right in front of the guy. Let's put it that way. So with that, I'm going to get to the fan interview. I've been waiting a couple weeks to finally get one of these done, and I did. So without further ado, here's the fan interview. All right, what up, Spud Kingdom? I do have a fan experience interview finally this week. I'm bringing Jimmy James back onto the show. He was on the first episode, so why not the 10th episode? Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. My boy, Dose the Barber, Jimmy James.
What up?
So, Jimmy, since the last time we've been talked on the show, at least, you've been to a few Spud Kings games now, right?
Yeah, 100%.
As a matter of fact,
more than a few.
Yeah, more than a few. I've seen you at a few myself, and who knows how many others. You took me to a game this couple weekends ago against Casper. happened to be Pops' first hockey game.
Yeah.
How did he feel about it?
He enjoyed it. He's not really a hockey fan, doesn't know much about it, but he enjoyed it. He would go again for sure, so he had fun.
Oh, that's good. Because I was worried that maybe he wasn't having a good time, but he was tuned in the whole time.
Yeah, he was locked in. He was watching, trying to figure things out, and had a lot of questions after the game. But yeah, he enjoyed it.
That's good. That's good. And we also were there with your son Trace. And you guys, every time you go to a game, kind of have a little deal that you guys do, like a bet. Like one person picks the score of a Spud Kings, and then the other one picks, and then whoever wins gets something. You want to tell a little bit about that? I mentioned it in the last show, but maybe you can tell your perspective.
Yeah, so every game we go to, before the game starts, usually we're late. So usually when we sit down, we have to pick what Spud King's final score will be at that game. And then you have to hit the number right on. It's not closest to. You have to hit the number right on. And,
no price is right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you go over or you're under, you're out. But has to be the exact number, and loser either buys ice cream or pays $20.
Oh, ice cream, $20. I'm in. That's,
yeah.
And when we went, you guys were both wrong. I mentioned you picked 4, he picked 6.
You wrote it.
Yeah, and I was like, what if they got 2 and they only got 5? But you guys still got ice cream either way. So what happens? You split it, or you just dad up and you're like,
dad up. Yeah, I just dad up and pay for it. Yeah.
After the game, we get ice cream, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Also, you and a friend went to an Avalanche game. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, me and one of my best friends went to Denver for New Year's Eve to watch the Avalanche play. I want to say it was the Edmonton. I'm pretty sure it was, but that was amazing, man. Completely different experience. We had great seats, and it was mind blowing. Honestly, it was amazing.
I mean, that's probably the first time you've ever New Year's Eve, what we should do. Oh, hockey.
Yeah,
let's
100%.
go.
Yeah, 100%. We had been thinking about going out of town somewhere just for New Year's Eve, just to get out of town. And we were actually going to go to Salt Lake and go to a Jazz game, go watch the Jazz play the Nuggets. And my buddy is actually a huge Avalanche fan, and he's been to multiple NHL games, but has never seen the Avs play, has never seen them play. So he kind of jumped on and was like, dude, I'll drive. I found tickets for cheaper than what we would pay for the Jazz game, so let's just go catch the Avs game. And I'm down.
Big bet, as you would say, right?
Run it. Yeah, here we go.
I mean, that's a pretty stellar New Year's Eve, man. He gets to go see his favorite team at their home arena, his first time seeing them. That's a great experience for him. I got to have him on to talk about that sometime.
Yeah, it was amazing. Such a great experience. Just the vibe there. The Avalanche won, dominated that game too. So it was just a giant party out there, like drum lines. Cheerleaders dancing. It was just crazy. It was
you
awesome.
mentioned that after the game you got caught up because there was a drum line right outside the venue. That's pretty stellar. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it was wild, man. It was wild. So as we were walking out of the stadium, Ball Arena, they had, at first it just seemed like there was maybe 5 or 6 dudes just playing the drums. And then they walked outside and there was 10 of them. And they were just in 2 or 3 lines, and it was almost like a step-up thing where 3 or 4 of them would go up at one time and just go ham, just jam. And then they would kind of stop, get their flowers, and then the next 4 would go up. And it was awesome. It was amazing to watch.
That'd be awesome to see. I mean, No, nonetheless, you got to see an awesome hockey game, and then you walk out and see some live entertainment like that. What a New Year's, man!
Yeah, fireworks. It was great.
So the first time we talked, you wasn't much of a hockey fan. You barely watching here and there. I see you at hockey games now. You're going to pro games. Me and you just watched the Oilers and the Wild play. So would you say you're becoming definitely more of just a hockey fan?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially seeing an NHL game is insane. Like it is, it's just crazy, and their game is just super fast. Um, I mean, harder hits. Like it was wild, and the game that we went to, very physical, and it's just awesome. So yeah, definitely a hockey fan, and I'll definitely be going to more pro games. I'll be paying the money to travel.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you on that. I mean, we watched the Connor McDavid just pull some nifty shot off the goalie's back. To see that kind of stuff live would be awesome to see. I seen some games past, but that was a while ago. I'd like to go see some new ones. Um, so tell everybody once again where they can find you. You're Dose the Barber on Instagram, right?
Yeah, dose underscore the underscore barber. Yeah, you can find me on there. My shop is 1170 East 17th Street in Idaho Falls, Idaho.
The neighborhood barbers, people.
Yeah, the neighborhood barbers. Look us up, man. Call us up, book an appointment. We'd love to cut your hair. We have 3 barbers currently. 2 of them are cosmetologists as well, so they can do women's hairs, like dye, perms, things like that. So yeah, like come check us out, man. Look us up. We out here.
I mean, it's a place where you and the lady can both get done up at the same time.
Facts, 100%, 100%.
And if you guys have trouble getting a hold of them, you can also download the Booksy app and look up the neighborhood barbers, and it has a list of all 3 of the artists there and all the services that they offer. And you can select the time and the service that you need and whoever that you need to book with at the time. Come check them out, Neighborhood Barbers. Once again, what's that address, Jimmy?
1170 East 17th Street, Idaho Falls, Idaho.
It's on the corner of 17th Street and Ponderosa, right next to Outlaw Vapes. Come check them out, guys. Jimmy will do you up good. They'll have a great conversation with you. They always got killer beats going. They have some cold drinks in the fridge.
Yeah.
Come have a good time. Check them out. So once again, thanks again, Jimmy, for joining me on the show. I really appreciate it, my brother.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be here anytime.
All right. Thanks, brother. I want to thank my boy Jimmy James for coming on the show once again and showing some love. So thank you, Jimmy, for that fan experience, and thank you for taking me with you to the game, man. I really appreciate it. So weekend preview. We have 2 home games coming up. Friday, January 17th versus Rock Springs. And there is a couple promotions this night. The first 1,500 fans get a Spud Kings beanie. So come early, get in there fast. These things will go fast. All of our giveaways always do. So the first 1,500 fans get a Spud Kings beanie, and that's presented by Morningstar Senior Living. Last time I checked, there was only like 17, maybe 15 tickets left for this game. So if you want to go, you might have to sit by yourself, but get yourself a ticket, get there early, and get yourself a beanie. It's also Tater Toss night, and that's always presented by Teton Toyota and Bingham Healthcare. I'm not sure which nonprofit organization is being represented in the Tater Toss this particular game, but it is presented by Teton Toyota and Bingham Healthcare, and that'll be Friday, January 17th versus Rock Springs. And of course, puck drop is always at 7:05. And then game 2 will be Saturday, January 18th versus Casper Warbirds. First 500 fans get a free T-shirt presented by Wackerly GMC. So once again, you got to get there early, get there fast. Only 500 of them available. So come support the Spud Kings. We got two big games this weekend. Ogden also has two big games this weekend. They're playing Pueblo. Hopefully, Pueblo plays them just as tough as they played us, and they can knock them down their pedestal a little bit and let us gain a little bit of spot up there. So that's the weekend preview. So before I wrap things up, I just got a little bit of news. So I'm going to be starting another podcast focusing on all things sports and entertainment. You're like, oh, great, another one. No, this is going to be like big sporting event updates, like the big game, um, any type of big matchups that might be going on. I can focus on all hockey, not just Spud Kings. I can focus on all sports, really. UFC events, bare knuckle fighting championship. I watch a lot of those. I go to some of the events, so I'll be reporting on some of that. Uh, I do have some friends and fighters that I will be bringing on the show, and maybe I can interview at these events as well. I also want to promote like marquee boxing matchups, like we had Tyson Jake Paul. It'd be nice to talk about that and have like a local perspective on things. Um, I'm a big wrestling fan, so it'd be cool to have a little thing on that. I know some of you out there are not, but some are. So it'd be cool to have some of your guys' perspective. Also, music and movie reviews. If you guys like have an album or an artist or like a song that you guys want me to check out and give my honest opinion on, I'll do it. No problem. Like I love music, I love movies, I love TV shows. So I'll be down to give some reviews. I'll also be doing like I'm not like TMZ or anything, but I'll try to give like some type of entertainment news as well. Um, Main focus though will be showcasing like actual artists and athletes. I my first episode, I'm gonna have a special guest on there showcasing some of their talents, and then you'll kind of get a grasp of what the show's gonna be about. But I have a lot of local artists here in town. I want to get some of their stuff out there better. Not just music artists, but if you're an artist, come and talk to me too. I want to talk to you and get people to know who you are and find your art and all that kind of stuff. I want to talk to you athletes out there. Do you play for a local semi pro team? Do you play softball? Do you play basketball? Are you a fighter? Is there something out there that you do and you want people to come and support you or cheer on your team and help you guys out? Come and talk to me. Let's get it promoted. Like this is something that I'm talking about. I'm gonna be doing for my next podcast. It will be dropping beginning of February. There's a special date that I'm gonna be releasing it. We'll get to more details later as we get closer, but it's just an idea to be on the lookout. Definitely early February. I'm thinking about calling it Basement Cuts. I don't know because I record this in the basement. It's raw. It's uncut. This one's gonna be a little less family friendly, but it's gonna be real. I want real, honest opinions so people can make. I want real answers. I want the real you. How did you really grow up? Let's get people to know the artists and the athletes and the musicians behind the paintings, the mics, and the gloves or whatever it may be. So come and be on the lookout for that. Basement Cuts come in the beginning of February. So wrap up, we went 1-on-1 on the weekend with Pueblo, still second, unfortunately. 3 stars of the week was Jonathan Radikainen, Tim Kim, and DJ McLeish. Weekend homestand versus Rock Springs and Casper. Come out, come early because there is promotions. I want to thanks again to Jimmy James for being my guest this week and interviewing with me. I want to thank all of you for listening each and every single episode. I'm not going to say week because this week there's 2. So thank you all for tuning in, doing what you do, and supporting me all the time. Get at me on Facebook. Get at me on X. Get me at me on Instagram. Answer that trivia question. Let's get you some free pizza. And as always, go Spud Kings.
K-I-N-G, kings, meaning we seen things. And without a cheat sheet, a walking beast, no wanting peace until I'm knee deep in the rewards I need to retrieve. Keep the receipt once I receive what I work for, but never relieve. Better watch out, if you don't move, get ready to fall down. If you don't root for my son, I'm not proud. Like what you talking about, I'll pop out, even if it's hard out. Somebody let the dogs out, like they're coming for the dog out before being brought out. Whoa, they might need to keep you locked out because I will stomp in my stomping grounds till it's known this is Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud. Any day, any night, on site, alright, let's go. Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud Kingdom, Spud. Any day, any night, on site, alright, let's go.